さん、ちょっとだけだってお小遣いくれよ。
勘弁してよね。マジパレ、勘弁してください。
止まれ。手加減なしで殺すわ。
相手するしかないか。
れだ。見逃してくれ。
そこのおっさん、お手合わせ願おうか。
まったくさ。
いえ。
That's what shorties want to do. I mean, yeah. First, it start off as exhaustion. It's like I don't think certain women want to do stuff like that, but they just do it. And I'm not. Oh, you shouldn't do what you. If you're gonna do it, just do it. People be slacking. It's like you don't really want to do this because you're not willing to go all in on it. Just doing it to make money, then the money's good, and then you get used to it, but not with the job and titles, just the money it brings, and it's conflict of interest. It's super weird people doing this. Yeah, it's a biological imperative. Women shouldn't work like men. Your body isn't built for them. It's manual labor. And it's not for a husband or children. It's like, what's the point? What are you sacrificing? Your body, your mind, time, resources, viability? What are you sacrificing it for? Working for strangers? That's insane. I don't understand if you had a family business. You only got that. You just working for money is what I'm understanding. That's what I'm hearing. No, I just want this or that. I'm like, if you did, then you would find something that would put you in a better position. And most of the time, that means working with somebody, whether business, platonic, or even an emotional long-term relationship. It's all somebody else. It's other things involved in it. But for what most women want, which is money, but they also want attention, time, and all that. They want the attention, the admiration of one man, so that's marriage. But they end up doing this. No, she's not okay. She's drained because you can't do this. You've been prior. You can do what she's did, not that, but walk in the streets and all that. The stuff that you normally do in the game and it wouldn't affect you. But for her, she's breaking down. 10, 12, 14 hours. I've worked 12 hours. I'm exhausted, but I never thought to myself, I don't want to do this no more. I just prioritized and was like, okay, how can I make sure I'm up and at 'em so I can do it? Especially because that paper was lovely. Let's get it done. Where she go? I can't help her. She just parked herself in the middle of the... Oh, there she go right there. I'm like, where'd she go? Where that bad guy at, too? There's a lot going on. Hold on. I just seen him. Where'd he go? My bad, I didn't see him for some reason. Guess it's that purple. I refuse to look at it. There it is. The parlor isn't making me work. I ask for extra shifts for my lifestyle. Look at that coat. All those men who she thinks is complimenting her when they're like, oh, look, you look expensive. You look all that. They're not saying that to denigrate you, but at the same time, it's like, shorty, understand. For a man to make that much and it not be for him, you have to be extraordinary. Oh, I could just do it for myself. What I'm saying is, don't be offended. Don't be offended. Just, you want a certain lifestyle, and they say as women get older, they don't want to drop back down. But it's like eventually you're going to have to, because hard times do happen. You will not always have what you have. Like you wasn't always poor. You're not always going to be in this financial, you know, peak that you're at now. Something could happen. It's not nobody wishing nothing on you. That's just realistic. Let's say you're drained for your own reasons, and then you could use help. You don't want a man to help you and all that. It's like, no, I can do it myself. I don't trust nobody. All that. It's like you're just getting older, shorty. You're just getting older. Don't keep listening to people. I know about biological imperatives. Men is to conquer, women is to nest. So it's like, yo, if you want certain things it's okay to delay the gratification to get it. So it's all right for you not to get everything you want every time. For the women, would just be like, yeah, my dad, my grandpa, they used to, I was a princess. It's like, I know what you're saying, but if you spoke to him, he would probably call you that. He would probably treat you nice and respectful and sweet as men are supposed to. That's average. That's normal. Even if people aren't doing it now, that's normal. That's what people are trying to get back to. But it's like, come on, you can't really expect somebody to do everything you want. That's insane. You don't do everything anybody else wants. Well, it's fine, I'll do it myself, but you can't. That's the point. That's why you're negotiating with the man. But really, it's no debate because you need him to help you. He doesn't need you for the same reasons you need him or at the same effect. We both need each other, but for different reasons, for different levels. You working, even if it's for somebody else. The whole point is you don't want to do that. You want somebody else to do that for you. So it'd be redundant for you to be working and then helping somebody else, even if they're older, sick, and all that. It doesn't make sense. You can't do it. That's not your job. You can't do it. He's not exhausted. We've seen him get his ass beat. We've seen niggas threaten him, shoot at him, and everything. He's fought different people, and he's not exhausted at all. I guarantee you, he's only been on about 4 or 5 hours of sleep. She has the same type of young man. Not fighting guys, not even probably sleeping with him. She probably like some type of escort or something. But it's like, she's exhausted. Look at her face, like she beat up. I know it's pixels, animation, all that type of, but it's built off of somebody. And of course, she's not obviously supposed to be a tired version of the person they use to sketch this character after. But just think about it. No makeup or nothing. She beating hurt out in these elements, and she tired. She just threw on an expensive coat that she bought, and everything else on that shit is basic. I'm trying to tell you. She tired. She don't want to be out here. She want to venture out because she's in the house so much from being with one person. If she's always outside, you really think she's going to enjoy it? Ain't nobody regulating that. So when they bring up, oh yeah, my dad, my grandpa was, I was treated like a princess. It's like, I understand. He didn't want you to take that away from it. That's what a wife gets. That's what the wife's daughters get. Not you. He's not your grandfather or your father. A husband, that's a husband. He was doing things because he was a husband and a father, but he was a husband first. So you can't skip all that and just expect strange men, even at dating stages, to help you out like that. You work through that. You can't be lazy. Y'all just don't want to do it. You can't be a hypocrite and be like, well, I don't like his personality, the way he acts and everything, because you think about how you are, and it's like, okay, well, I see why people don't really want to be around me, and then you rationalize it by saying, I'd just rather be by myself. And it's like, that's not true because you're going out, you party and everything. You can go with one or two people, but you're still going out to be around everybody. So obviously what you're saying is a lie. But let's see why she's taking the extra shifts. There it is. There it is right here. My new boyfriend. What people from different man spaces consider a homosexual. This goofy boy. Because people like him who knows what they are but won't claim it, and even if they do, they're just pretending like they something else, and they're making everybody assume most guys who are down on their luck at certain points of their times before they shoot back up through the stratosphere, they're making it seem like every guy's like this. So don't tell me he borrowed money from you, because I'm not reading it, I'm not even looking at it. It's something like he borrowed from you and he ain't pay you back yet. It's substantial, so you had to understand he wasn't going to pay you right back. If it was a small amount, it'd be reasonable they would repay you. We're not the upper echelon of this society. Why the fuck would you give somebody a crazy amount of money, crazy for our price ranges, because ain't nobody just giving that away. You got to call it what it is. We all average in this bitch. It's a lot of money. He can't pay you back yet, or he's not responding and everything. New boyfriend, not even an old boyfriend. So I can just imagine what you wasn't doing before. Peak coat. I don't know what a peak coat is. Obviously, I'm not fashionably, articulate. I don't know what the fuck it is. It look good. It looks smooth. I've seen a peak coat before. That I would get one of those. I'm doing it's definitely sturdy, and I got the build for it. But that's beside the point. The only thing I would never do is wear makeup, though. Y'all can see me on that. Pimple face and everything. I didn't have no issue with Keke Palmer, even all the extra shit she's been doing. It is what it is. You could tell both of them was having issues prior, and if he was a giant with light-skinned guy with what girls talk about their eyes and hair and everything, I know I'm going left field, so let's just keep going. Knowing that how he looked, that obviously you like him for the same reason that a lot of other females like him. If you walked up to him with all that status, it doesn't really matter to any man. You walked up with all that status, you assumed you would face, because let's be real, I've seen it. I've seen it. Like, I just happened to scroll upon it while I was on the internet, and then I see she got, I'm gonna be nice and say, freckles. But it's all over your face, and I'm just like, yo, I don't know what she expected him to just. If he don't got what you have, it's a status grab for him. So what I'm hearing is he was sleeping around. I'm like, shorty. Just like people say, beauty is universal. It's beautiful people, not just women or men. And I don't swing that way. No. But I know what women like, and men especially, dark-skinned women. I'm dark, and I love me some chocolate. That will never change. Like, that's a fact. I've slayed a couple light-skinned shorties. I take that back. But what I'm saying is, well, and that's not to be a colorist or nothing like that. But there's levels to this. But yeah, I mean, it's like, yo. I mean, it's like, like what you expect from the nigga. Like, what the fuck? Now, I haven't heard that man talk. Like, I don't like to stereotype people. But I think I'm a very good judge of character. And normally you can decipher the type of person they are by the way they speak. The tone in the voice, confidence, no confidence, that type of thing. And what they know. But it's always how they speak. I mean, how they articulate themselves, and also the tone, the verbiage, the vocab, those things matter. It's not an absolute, but But I'm like, yo, if you walked up to him and initiated all this, I'm like, that's not something a shorty that wants a marriage or a relationship that actually works long term. Then no, he comes to you, you accept his offer. You make a reasonable offer for the type of man he is. You take into account what you want, of course, but it's more of what that fits him, so he can give you what you want and more. Because what you want ain't, it's not gonna be on the same level of what he can get you. Because you can't imagine what he can get you. All you can imagine is what you want and what you don't want. And what you want is based off of what you don't want, so it's skewed already. You know what I mean? So it's like you walked up to him, a giant, black bitches, not bitches. I'm sorry, cause I just white bitches, Hispanic bitches. I'm sorry, ethnicities, races. Okay. I'll call that's. I'll just stop saying bitch right now. Black women, they like light skinned nigga. I gotta stop saying it, dudes. You know, but you know. So me imagine her walking up to him. She initiating everything, and she paying his bills, getting him stuff, letting him have keys to her stuff, or hold her keys to her stuff. I'm like, I don't. What was keeping y'all together? Not marriage. You didn't put him on a better financial straight in a tax bracket so he wouldn't depend on you like a bitch. At least that's just my estimation of what I've seen. I could be completely wrong, but I doubt it. So, he doing all that. Of course he fucking them hoes. Of course he fucking them hoes. Where was he gonna go? Let me put on my head. Okay. I had to adjust it. My fro. My fro was. Yeah, so of course he was fucking them hoes. Of course he was fucking them hoes. Why wouldn't he be? It doesn't make any sense. The same reason you like them, 1,000 females in your radius. Sorry, a, 1,000 women in your goddamn circumference. These bitches is circling. They there. Them shorties in your diameter, close, 6 block diameter. All the bitches, any place you go, 6 blocks from where they all would probably try to have sex with your man. And also would probably want a baby from him also, because that's what most black women talk about. I can't speak for other race of women because I wasn't raised with them. I didn't spend an extensive amount of time, so I can't tell you. So what I'm saying sounds skewed, but it ain't. I'm pretty sure there's some similarities in other races, but let's just be real. Y'all want some light-skinned babies with the good hair. So when Shawty was like, Becky with the good hair, I'm like, is she black too? Was she just lighter than you? What's going on? What makes it Becky with the good? There's some Rebecca's like, what are we doing? Like black shorts got an name about, oh, it's a white girl, white girl with straight hair. I'm like, with all due respect, all the white bitches I seen, none of their hair ever be straight. It's always damaged, curly, a little bit sweaty. I'm like, oh, I mean, you ain't around the white ones, the ones who get their hair burnt every other day. We want her to have long, luxurious hair, right? We don't want extensions and clip-ons and shit, right? My bad. You hear how slow they driving and it just better be a traffic jam. They was there. You hear how slow that was goofy. But anyway, yeah, I mean, so it's like what's the beef? What's the beef? What is the beef? Cause I can tell by the way she was acting and when she said in that was it wasn't Essence. I'm saying Essence because no, I don't even think was it Essence? I think it was. Like, why would she say that stuff? It didn't have the video with Casey. Casey's like an NPC, I'm convinced. She just saw everybody video doing anything. I'm like, oh, it's just, you just need to, nah. I'm like, nah, man. She probably don't even exist, goddamn. And I'm, how are you gay? Like, what is Casey? Like, no, is that is Casey? It's like, yo, what it, and what she described, Kiki Palmer, she described that's pansexual. That's somebody who just likes anybody. If you're attracted to him, you'll get it down. You'll get down with it. That's pansexual. And of course, I had to figure out the different ones because people kept throwing them at me. I'm like, what the fuck is that? What the hell is that? I was only trying to stick to bisexual. That was weird because I'm like, girls can, I guess, but men, once you go that way, you can't come back. That's wild. You can come back spiritually, but physically, that's wild, brother. That's wild. Because I don't know what type of mental abuse has befallen you, mental trauma that's befallen you to where you ever thought that was going to fly. Like, you think you wasn't going to ever die or something? I don't understand. Like, what's going on? Like, but that's beside the point. I'm not here to judge nobody. Most people don't just do things in their bed, Kiki, so I'm sorry if that's one of the things she wanted to say. She was like, oh yeah, how you gonna be mad at me for what I'm doing in my bed? Mind your business. It is what it is. Get used to it. What the fuck? I'm like, listen, people talking about her and shit like that. I mean, listen, she was obviously insecure, and the portion of that article that somebody was, I don't know who was posting it, but I'm glad they did. But basically, she was like, she used to be insecure. Because her face, that's why I brought up her face at first. I don't know how much of that y'all heard, but yeah, her face is an acquired look. Now, if she would just embrace it and get most of it cleared up and just rock with them, I don't know if it's acne, I don't know what the fuck it is, but just on her cheeks, that'd be cool. That'd make her look very attractive, I think. But I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's some skin disorder that she can't get rid of, but that's why she can't get up. And I'm like, I don't think you should, because I'm like, it always confuses me when I see it, because sometimes she looks dark and other times she looks lighter. I'm like, you know, and I'm not a female, so I don't know about any of these words y'all using the cosmetic terminology, so I'm real basic about that, and I will continue to be. Yeah, because I don't give a fuck. But I mean, it's just, it's weird. It's like, yo, you shouldn't be mad at him. And there's no understanding y'all could have to where y'all don't have nothing joined together, but y'all expect monogamy. That makes both of y'all stupid, and not just y'all. Anybody who would say that, that's stupid. And most people who saying these things have to be approaching 30. We're all grown. Don't say stupid shit like that. If you in your 20s saying some stupid shit like that, you shouldn't even be worrying about marriage until you're 30 for both parties. Women 30, men 35. I think that's very reasonable, because I've lived a good portion of life and having interaction with different generations. They all seem to always get pregnant around the same age when they're the most vulnerable, but the most, you know, written with whatever estrogen or testosterone. They're just like rabbits, you know. And most of them don't even be, yeah, I mean, fucking with the same sex, but most of them are just so hormonal and not in the emotional sense, but like the sexual driven sense. And I've seen it. I'm like, y'all gotta chill. Like, and then they start like, oh, maybe I might just be this way, and it's like, not really. You know, not from how you're describing it. But no, you didn't account to all this and that. I'm like, I don't know. I know you wasn't born with your trauma. So I can't tell you what you're born because you're fighting over it, but I know you wasn't born with your trauma, and I'll ask you this: if that trauma that you wasn't born with didn't happen, would you still think the same way? And majority of the time it'd be no. So I'm like, you see where my dilemma is. Like, I can understand where you're coming from emotionally, but I have to be rational. I've played too many of those emotional games and it hasn't bared me any fruit. But being rational, understanding, resourceful, viable, knowledgeable, it serves me better. Being noble, yes, all those things serve me better. But acting out of pure emotion is very disastrous for me being a man. So yeah. So I'm like, you give him all this stuff, he's a giant. Same thing's the reason why you approached him. Met him at a party. I'm like, you didn't know the nigga for even not that long. You didn't have a body or nothing like that at all. Oh yes, she did. She got a nah. It's a difference between a shorty with no kids and a shorty who has kids. Bodies are completely different. That's what it is. It's just like a nigga. Well, it's not. That's not the same. I'm not gonna even compare that because that's gonna be a whole thing. But you know, the bodies are different. That's just what it is. Believe it or not, that's why a lot of women are having kids. And I fuck the man. I just want the body. The mom body, of course, you're gonna, revert back to how he was before. But there's certain things about your body that's gonna forever change because you already started the process. That's why you're not just supposed to have 1 or 2 kids. Obviously, you gotta be able to support them, but the things that happen to your body when kids come or after you have kids, you're around other kids, that tells you your body still has yet to make more. I think, we should start promoting 3 or 4 in my community. But yeah, them not really being married, having nothing joint, her not helping him jumpstart his career so then you're on equal footing so you wouldn't feel so insecure about, I don't know, like, and it didn't have nothing to do with him. Something like him doing what he was doing before he met you. I'm like, you met him at a party. You thought he was just not gonna be fucking other people. I'm confused. Like, what conversation could y'all have in it of a year that would be like, all right, so we're just gonna be with each other to the point where you wanted to get back with him? Like, it's a story I hear all the time, but then you start doing it too, and it's like, it's not the same thing, and you're doing it out of spite, and so now he's like, yo, like, all right, we understand I fucked up. I'm trying to work through it. Some shorty somewhere was like, I'm a slave to my desires. Some stupid shit. I'm like, what? When it comes to you working or something like that, you don't let that shit stop you. You do what you gotta do. So I'm not trying to hear that I'm trapped in my desires. I'm like, what? The audacity. The unmitigated gall. That's pretty goofy, I tell you. But, if y'all would have had a clearer understanding that y'all both was in it for different reasons, y'all both came to grips with that, because now your kid gonna suffer. Your kid's gonna be out in the world, succumb to so many things. You make another vulnerable kid, even if they have certain things that you didn't have growing up. The foundation is what they're missing. They're a shell of what they could be. There's no former self because they wasn't never complete. You didn't let them complete themselves. You broke them early as children. Look at what you're doing. My God. And they got Krishan Rock doing the same shit. Janet Jackson promoting that like 50, while the brat and her white shorty promoting that. Oh, no black donors. What? Jade and online talking about something. Yeah, my mom was the first person to teach me psychedelics. You got your dad kissing on you. I'm like, yo. They got their daughter whipping her head back and forth at 15, like, the celebrations in New York and wherever else they be, Atlanta. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? Gabrielle, you ain't having no kids, but you see what she's about. Like, what the fuck is going on? All I want is young adults, younger than me, but still in their 20s, and my generation to understand, like, yo, We cannot listen to these old people. We have to keep a healthy rapport going. We can't be like our goofy ass parents and grandparents. They're all insane and overtly selfish. Like, they're not subtle at all. They're just all like, fuck, I'm just do what I want. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, I'm like, I'd understand if y'all tried marriage and y'all late teens, early to mid 20s, maybe even late 30s, and then if it didn't work, okay, cool. At least that's what, 10, 15 years. That's fine. But for people to just be like winging it, but still having children, not trying to make it work with the people, and spending the 18 plus years with their child, or maybe even longer, having to fend for their children. Because they can't do it themselves. Well, the women can't. The men can, I guess, and most of the time the men marry again, or they're in a long relationship with a female that can help them with the child. But the women, they're like, nah, I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm just going. I'm gonna do this myself. I'm gonna prove to y'all. You can't prove on a living organism. My God, your child is your guinea pig. You gotta chalk that pride. No. What? You're giving these shorties a stalemate with your child. It's the most insane thing ever. This is she's showing you she can live without a child. That's cool. Eventually she's gonna want one because that's her biological imperative. Like, it's men's to conquer. Not males, but men to conquer. Women, it's to nest and nurture. And to be subdued, it is. That's what we talk about. These conversations, these relationship conversations, it's for those. And men is to conquer, to subdue, to protect and prevent. This is all things we talk about. This is what I've heard for the last 8+ years. There's no way it's anything else. There's nothing else. That's literally all it is. And that spans through race, ethnicity, culture, all that. We all want the same thing. We all have our cultures and stuff we want to keep up, and the things we know we need to do. All those things have already been established and addressed. It's just the things that aren't, as the nuances of this society we find ourselves in now, and how it contributes to the world. Because we all convince ourselves, push, gimme, like Tupac said. But listen, we want to contribute to how we see the world. That's why we want America to persist. And I say we because I'm an American, but I don't want that. Like, I want to see the world through my eyes, even if I got to force change in this way or that. And I'm like, what? You can't change nature. So even though you don't want this, you don't want that, it's still your imperative. It's what you're gonna want to do. One of the most profound things I've heard, and this other stuff I've heard from other people, but this, because this can be communicated to men and women alike throughout generations. Why do you believe you have to be in control of your life? And that's more of the women, especially the women with children. Because men, we have to make ourselves brand new, or complete ourselves, so then we can do those things. Give those things. Give that structure and foundation and discipline. For the women and children. Because from my understanding, maturity, that type of intuition, understanding comes with wisdom and knowledge. It's more, immaculate. It's effeminate, It's androgynous, It's like the truth, but it's more of it's a man's job, It's just certain things women shouldn't have to worry about. It's not to say they can or can't do it. It's just when people get trapped in the emotion, like, why can't I attempt to do it? It's like, don't waste time attempting something that even if you do it, it will never matter. Because I think that's what I'm saying. It's like people want what they do to matter, and it's like it can matter if it's the right thing, and that normally has to do with helping other people, helping your community or something. And for the most part, people tend to feel better when they can help somebody else. And of course, it's normally on the person's terms that's helping the person instead of it being the person who needs help. You know, it's one of those things. That's just what I've seen. So it could be all set up a script type of thing, but I know a lot of people deal with that same this Kiki Palmer situation with her baby father. It's like that's just how it's been relayed to me. She didn't really want to listen to him because he was doing his own thing. I guess he kept doing it and showing that he wasn't going to stop. She did it once or twice, sure. He got in his feelings. He was like, yo, you can't. But obviously that didn't work. And you can probably see some pictures before the downfalls. You can probably see when it started happening. She's always been like this, real quirky, weird, shorty. She's an actress. The excuse for her over dramatic shit is the tons of praise from women and the fact that she's been in the industry for as long as she has been, so she'll just use that to shield her from any scrutiny. And I'm like, that ain't good, because eventually you're going to come to terms with it, and by the time you do, it's still arrogant because you're like, well, I figured it out by myself. And I'm like, you didn't, because people already told you. You already acknowledged that people already filled you in on what you shouldn't be doing, but you shrug your shoulders, you don't care, you twist your neck, you spin your fingers, all that smacking and snapping your fingers, all that shit. And it's like, all that shows people is that you haven't dealt with. Because the true test that you've dealt with is you can talk about it freely and it doesn't affect you at all. You're indifferent to the suffering. 'Cause that's the only way you can survive. Anything that's happened to you before, you do it in a lesser sense, but you have to get over it in some capacity or you can't move on. You know that. People find unhealthy ways to do it, but they still move on. The notion is very clear. So, all I'm saying is, I just don't like what they're promoting, man. I don't. And the fact that so many people are just so enthralled in it, it's like, we can't help each other like that. They've dug this situation for themselves. All right, cool. Let's just not let anything get to the point where people have to do things like that to one another. Because, it's just like people rather anticipate those things happening instead of preventing them. Preventative measures to make sure these things don't happen. But people don't seem to care. That was that tangential plane is subsided. I'll come back to it later. But my new boyfriend, he owes money to you or somebody else. I wanted to help him out, so I started. He's a gambler too. Goddamn. So I started working extra. I think I overdid it. I wonder when you thought that, but you still wanted to do it because the money was sweet. And you was like, I'm already doing it. And I'm like, you can't afford to do that. Because the things you need to do being a woman, you won't be able to do them effectively. And that'll make you feel worse because the things that you as a woman need to do because you're a woman needs to be done or you won't feel complete. You can help them, but no. It all depends on what you're helping them for. Normally people just help just to help, and the people who really need it, they get looked over because, a handful of people in a row got to you first because you're too goddamn gullible. You gotta see the signs. I see your boyfriend's a lucky guy, right? I'm not gonna lie, I ain't no sure they ever, paying me money. The type of niggas that I've heard say, yeah, a female used to give me bread or do this or that. Sometimes they be young, sometimes they be old. I'm like, what? I've never met a female who's, and I'm not even trying to use no female like that, but it's like, it's just astounding how many females just helping strange men who they don't have no affinity for or no real connection with. It's real, I won't say insulting, but It's just unfortunate because that money could have went to the community. It's just something realistic because it's always a large lump sum of money. So I'm like, the real question you gotta start asking people is how much money has went through their fingers. First throughout their lives and then periodically, all depending on what type of position they was in. And then you start seeing just who's really serious. I guess that's a good way to start. He knows I work at a massage parlor, but he doesn't judge me for that. There's nothing wrong with massaging people unless you're doing other stuff. He even said he settled down with me once he's out of debt. Settled down is wild. Y'all both crazy. Then I can quit working like this. Maybe I can even be an ordinary wife one day. Oh, see, this is it. This is it. This is it right here. This is the miscommunication. This is what therapy helps motherfuckers, especially women. It's like, shitty, don't speak to your girlfriends, your mother, or your grandmother. No, speak to an outsider who's indifferent but can still be professional and help you get through this shit. They're not trying to sway you and shit to make more poor decisions. It's so you can look at everything objectively. You're working this hard for this man. He's in debt for what? Because from my understanding, women gonna be in debt. Good or bad, all depend on them. Most times it's gonna be bad debt, consumer, student debt. That's fine. So this just gonna come with them for the most part. But a boy having debt and then he accepted money. It don't matter if he asks. I'm not one of those. But if a female convinces herself to give the man money and not a man that has good debt, and for the most part, no matter what a man's struggling with, we're not gonna ask you for money. We can be destitute, bitch. If you're not just gonna offer up something, it don't always gotta be money. If you ain't gonna help the man, it's just gonna starve. It is what it is. We're prideful like that. But she said I'm working hard. This I think I overdid it. So obviously she don't want to work like this. But this is the kicker. Then I can quit working like this. So what? Working the job or working as hard as you're working? Because obviously the extra work is what's putting y'all over the top. But if you stop working like this and you go back to working regular, I mean, she's not gonna want to keep doing that with him next to her because he's in debt, so he obviously has to pay for that, so he can't, and you giving him money, so y'all both assed out right now. Maybe I can even be an ordinary wife. First of all, she's putting two things together that's not making sense to me. I can only speak to me. Ordinary wife? What the fuck is she talking about? All wives should be the same. Like, what the fuck? What is she talking about? Ordinary, what do you mean? Are you already a wife? What's going on? There's a lot going on with that. That'd be nice. Listen, why don't you go back to the parlor and take a load off your feet, at least until you can walk home? But I promised to meet my boyfriend. He has a loan payment due today, and I need to get him the money. You need to let that nigga get his ass beat. You need to get hemmed up or something. Like, respectfully, he's not motivated. That's what I'm saying. I would never borrow no bread. It's clear parameters to things. There's consequences for men. We can't. But women, don't. You're gonna hate him and resent him for having to do all this and work and do all that, and he's not meeting your expectations. It's gonna be a bad mix. Why don't you get him to come get it then, right? Oh, please, I don't want him coming around there. You can understand that, can't you? No, it's not like y'all here stroking, men's meaty parts. What's going on? Like, what the fuck? It's a massage parlor. You acting like it's a brothel. What's going on? You said he wouldn't judge. You know what? Never mind. Why don't I just deliver it for? That's what I was going to suggest, but I didn't think he was going to do it. Well, okay, I think I can trust you, Tachan. If you really don't mind, please take this to him. I'm gonna talk to him too, like, bro, you on some weird shit. Here's the money and his photo so you know what he looks like. Oh, so this is the lucky guy, huh? Usually should be waiting for me around the TV tower. Usually, roger that. I'll go find him.
え Ah.
Right. Yeah, but she's a tough old bird, so to speak. I'm sure she's holding up. I'll send her an email or something. Anyway, later. Now, two things. He can be a quote unquote what people call nice guys. And he's accepted that she puts on this tough exterior even though it's breaking her down, and he's talked to her and she's relented every single time about his advances about slowing down and allowing him to, but since he's in debt, I assume he don't give a fuck, but she likes these men equally the same, the latter man being this horrible boy with this fat ass Scully on his head, calling her old bird, knowing that she fucking up, but he like, I don't give a fuck, cause he didn't ask about her at all. I'm like, you got. It's strange, man. Once he said that, she wasn't feeling well. I was like, you fucking her, bro? What are you talking about? How do you know her? I wouldn't get all irate from the beginning, but I'd be like, what do you mean she's not feeling so well? Would you put your dick in it? What's going on, my God? I don't know you. How do you know her? You from the party? Why would she be asking you? Who the fuck is you? And then it'd been the whole thing. But he was like, okay, sweet. She gave you the money, cool, whatever. Just signed it off, okay. Johnny, that's a cold boy, but she working for him, so I'm like, I don't know, man. Is that guy really Miyu-chan's boyfriend? This is not the kind of behavior I expected. Well, this behavior is getting her to work for him. Now, if he was a quote-unquote nice nigga, she'd just be like, he's boring. So, I mean, what type of debt he got is what I'm going to ask. If it's good debt, if it's some investment or something, I mean, she want that paper. Can't be mad. He's doing the job he want. There you go, Yuji. Darn, I ain't gonna say I didn't know it. There you are, Yuji. Did you finish up your little errand? Oh, he a player. Yeah, all good now. Let's go drink up a storm. Darn. What the? Or her nigga would have took a picture.
Hi.
Being his ass ain't gonna do nothing because he just gonna do it again. Hey, what do you think you doing? You still hanging around? You could have just been real and told me what it was, bro. So I ain't have to come back shot. You getting me involved in your cheating, nigga. Fuck. Well, I don't think it's cheating because they ain't married. If they married, that's cheating. But if they ain't married, then that's just how I go. I don't think it should be the same for women, truthfully, because you got to build a connection before you have sex with the person. Then after sex and even door, you build a bond with the man. So I don't think you should be just fucking random niggas just because you're married. But for us, I like to shake genitals with a shorty. I don't shake hands with shorties. I shake genitals. What's with this guy usually? Nothing. Let's just ditch this loser. Maybe you're trying to slave in a way to help pay off your debt, or did you forget? He probably lied. Did you promise you were gonna settle down with her? Oh, she know too. That would never happen because Yuji's marrying me. Who'd marry some bimbo who works at a massage parlor? Darn! She been helping you finesse massage parlor, shorty. I see what's going on here. Y'all both using it. So this girl here is in on it too. Yeah, he obviously too dumb to come up with this plan. Look how he dressed. He's goofy. The two of you are just using Miyu-chan for our money. That's a disgrace. That can't be a real hair color, bitch. Get her out of here. I know this isn't fair to Miyu-chan, but you'd better not tell her. You know, it'd break her little heart. Oh, he's a dirtbag. She better not breed with him. I'ma tell her because I don't want her to get pregnant by your stupid ass. Your baby'd be goofy, my guy. You gotta keep that cesspool, I mean, in your jeans. Literally and figuratively. Yeah, and cut off your cash flow. Facts, cause you a broke bitch. And that jacket's goofy. It's too many zippers. You're starting to get on my nerves, man. Want me to chop your ass up? Oh, what? Oh, no, he gotta get his ass beat. Who talks like that? What? Chop my ass? No. No, that's an instant. I felt offended. I don't even care what he talking about. Let's see if you can back those words. I should have read that one. I think he said some smart shit. Damn it, how the hell I lose to a chump? This nigga is pause. Gotta say it 3 times like Candyman. Or Beetlejuice? That might be the other one. And the Mary, the blood one. But he's stacked under there, bro. I'm trying to tell you, he'd definitely kill you. He work out religiously. He's athlete, man. Hey, so what are your intentions for Miyu-chan? Huh? She's working her heart out for you because she believes you and her are going to she believes you and her are going to tie the knot one day. Huh, you got to be joking. What kind of idiot would tie himself down to a meat massage? A meat masseuse. What? Sure, we had our fun, but that's all it is. A kind word here and there is all it takes to keep her banging in the bacon. Damn! You worse than a grimy female, my guy. Because I'm not crazy enough to marry a woman who spreads her legs for a living. Shit. Why? But she's a meat masseuse? A massage, but is she a prostitute? Because I didn't get that. I thought she was real. Or maybe she is, but she's doing it in the side. Extra shift, so she... Yeah, these bitches are prostitutes who posing as masseuses. Oh shit, she's a prostitute. Damn. I should have knew that massage parlor shit was goofy. But I'm not crazy enough to marry a woman who spreads her legs for a living. I can barely stand touching that tramp, let alone the thought of wasting my future on her. Damn, she could have supplied you the bag. You could have made a business, took care of both these goofy shorties, and kept it pushing, but damn, you don't got no business acumen. He's a bitch. So, is that how it really is? Darn, kick him in the dick. And you should beat up Shorty. Really, what a fool I was to get taken in by you and your cheap lies. Miyu-chan, you got it all, and you gonna lie because you got slapped? She ain't even punch you. You really are a bitch. It's just, I've really hit rock bottom, haven't I? I'm so disappointed in myself. Damn. That run was crazy, I ain't gonna lie. Miyu-chan. That's he talking to him. Well, I guess the cash you just gave me can be my severance package. What did you just say? I'm about to rob you, nigga, huh? If you want to stay in one piece, you might want to pay back all the money she gave you. You're kidding, right? Why the hell would I do that? Because I'm going to beat you up every time I see you. Yeah, you won't see any of that back. She gave it of her own free will. Gaudy. Super gaudy. I see. Well, let's find out what her co-workers have to say about that. The bodyguard there is built like a pro wrestler, you know. What? He's real good at debt collecting, a punching and kicking kind, that is. If I were you, I'd make paying that money back a priority. Fuck what this shorty's saying, right? Hey, wait a minute. Mayu-chan is the #1 girl at her job. They'll do whatever it takes to make her happy. That's a fact. No, yeah. Then your husband gonna be beat up. And you might get some ricochet kicks. You ain't gonna be able to prove it. God damn it. Couldn't even stand on your lies, Goofy. He'll definitely be paying you back. I'm sorry you had to see that, Tachan. I'm ashamed of what I let myself fall for. Oh, it's alright. Are you any better? How can I be? My boyfriend just completely screwed me over. If you was listening to the story, he was never your boyfriend. What the fuck is going on, bitch? They was both yours. And you're not even saying X. You're somewhere else. I've never felt this low in my life. It's like I'm polluted, and there's nothing I can do to wash it away. Stop fucking strangers. Or rubbing them down at least. Goddamn. I know you want to be a wife. You can definitely get that, despite all that just happened. It's gonna take some work though. That you definitely put yourself in a peculiar situation. That's not true, Miyu-chan. There's nothing polluted about you. It's those two who are full of filth. That's a fact. You're pure, Miyu-chan. Pure and beautiful and shining like a light in the darkness. I mean that with my heart. That's a fact. Don't let this make you into one of them. Because that's the catch. The darkness will consume the light, but the light blows away the darkness. Ta-chan, thank you. I feel terrible for getting you into all this. I'm sorry. Nah. Oh, no. You don't have to be. I didn't do anything special. Anyway, I know it's not much of a condolence, but at least you won't have to work so much anymore. Plus, you're free of that self-serving asshole. Maybe it's for the best. That is true. I just wish it didn't have to happen at the cost of my dream. Guess I won't be hearing wedding bells anytime soon, haha, but you know. Huh? I might have found a new candidate for my next boyfriend. You sound crazy. Could that possibly be me? Let's just say I'll give you some extra steamy service the next time you... Oh my god. This is going to be short-lived. You're in the 5 stages of goddamn grief. Yeah, you're big delusional right now, yeah. Whoa, score. He heard that wrong. She's infatuated with you, so she's doing that because of you saving her. Once that wears off, it may never wear off that much, but she's... Yeah, that's a lot going on. Oh, and here's a little something as thanks. You take it. Cherry tree branch. Yeah, I guess I'll see you at the parlor, touch-on. Thanks again. Alright. Shout out to y'all. Like, I ain't know y'all get down like that. Okay. Massage parlors. Check. I gotta put that on my bucket list. Your excuse. I see exclamation point, but I don't trust it. You was in my way, Jay. It's Washano. I'm not gonna try it again. Ex-wrestler. I got myself sober. Now I've come to give you... here we go. You look like a changed man. It's a big improvement. Just to hurt me, though? Was it that serious? I still remember all that shit you were talking about. So you did that strictly off of my guidance? And you're fucking ill for me? You did all this because of me? I'm flattered. Too late to take it all back, man. I don't remember what I said, to be honest. So, okay. Okay. He fight like Sajima. So I lost again, huh? You're a tough customer, Sonata. You didn't do so bad yourself. If you'd been training all along, I doubt I could have beat you. It hurts knowing that I lost, even though I gave my all. I haven't felt this way in so long. I know it's frustrating, but I bet it feels good in a way, too. Yeah, it does. You might be right. It's just part of the process. It's how you get better. Gotta fail to succeed, that's true. I think I'm going to give this life another shot. I want to find a way into the Victory Road ring to feel the spotlight on me again. I think that's a great goal. Thanks, Sonata. You've given me a new outlook on life and a second chance. No need to thank me. I probably didn't have any right to say those things to you either. Go on ahead. I'll climb my way up there eventually. Just you watch. When I get there, maybe we could even team up. You better wait for me. Good man. That attitude is gonna put him in fighting shape in no time. Yeah.